Good morning po sa ating lahat. Morning. Breakfast na ba kayo? Kumain na, di ba? Wala nang halian na. Whatever time you are watching this video, settle down first and then listen. I hope this subject or this topic will help us understand the global interstate system. What is global interstate system? So before we understand the global interstate system, this topic kasi it talks about the structure ng globalization, structure of globalization, and what it tells us about having our sovereignty. And prior to that is, as we do international trade, ay ano yung mga systems, ano yung mga regulations and rules na we are following as stated by these different institutions that governs these economic activities. So, una, first, we have to define the globalization. Ano bang globalization? Na-mention na natin yan before. Ang globalization is the results from the removal of barriers between national economies for the countries to encourage the flow of goods, services, capital, and labor. So, yung globalization na to, napag-usapan natin before, na nagiging open ang isang bansa into international trade. Not just only focusing on domestic trade, but also international trading. Kasi we have our goods or raw materials that is needed by other nations and vice versa. We have these things that we also need na pinoproduce ng ibang country. So out of this globalization, lumalabas yung idea ng tinatawag natin global interstate system. Okay. Before we have to discuss this, i-emphasize ko lang yung having our sovereignty, a nation or a state, or mga Philippines, meron siyang tinatawag na sovereignty. Okay? So in this, parang we are governed by our own constitution, our territory, no? Territorial yung ano natin, yung paano natin i-manage yung country. So, ibig sabihin, hindi tayo pwedeng i-govern ng ibang bansa kasi may sarili tayong government, meron tayong sariling sistema dito. But when a particular country is having this international trading, international relations with other countries, we have to follow some standards, set of rules na nakababilang sa tinatawag nating interstate systems. Yan. Now, naapektuhan nito yung ating governments, no? Effects of globalization governments. Like, for example, our international relations with Southeast Asian and other Southeast Asian countries in terms of trading, in terms of this yung palitan ng mga currency, ano ba? Yung mga rules regarding yung mga dapat nating ibenta at i-receive, okay? Mga ganong klase. Kailangan nating malaman din na may mga institution na nag-govern or nagmamanage ang mga institution na they are selected to exist to manage or to control yung international trading and relations. Okay? Now, may mga institution na create dito sa tinatawag nating global interstate system. So, itong mga institution na to, they govern or they are the ones who are managing the international relations. Diba si Philippines, as ASEAN, no? As part of that institution. May mga regulations na kinoconsider natin when it comes to our decision in international activities. Yan. So, one of the institution ay ang the United Nations. So, ang history po nito na buo ito noong 1942 at tinawag itong United Nations by US President Franklin Roosevelt. Okay? And dito, may 26 nations. They are being represented by their own government. So itong mga nations na to, ang napagkayarian nila since 1942, the year 1942 is during World War II. Napagkayarian na yung mga 26 nations na to, they pledge, each government pledge itself to employ its full resources of military or economic against those members of tripartite pact and adhere with which such government as is at war. So dahil nung 1942 ay mayroong giyera, no? Napagkayarian ng mga 26 nations na to na kapag may war, they have to help each other full resources in military, in economic resources para labanan yung giyera or yung war. Pangalawa, each government also, these 26 nations, pledge itself to cooperate with government signatory hereto and not to make separate armistice or peace with the enemies. Since ang enemies kasi na kinoconsidered before dito ay yung the Axis, no? Yung Germany, Japan, and France, no? In the Allied forces, UK, US, and those other na kabilang sa Allied forces. Isa pa, dahil doon sa agreement or sa mga napag-usapan na pledges, yun yung sinasabi natin, this United Nations, these 26 nations, they have this nakipag-alyansa sila sa allies part or allies to fight against the Axis powers noong Second World War. World War II, Second World War II. Redundant yung two. Kaya po, nabuo yung United Nations. So, after that, merong naging 50 countries na nagsama-sama sa isang conference, the United Nations Conference on International Organization, to officially make the United Nations Charter. So, dun na nag-start yung United Nations. Now, doon sa pagkakabuo ng United Nations, nagkaroon ng tinatawag nating mga regional commissions. Ano ba itong mga regional commissions? Since worldwide, no, hindi naman pwedeng dahil geographically dispersed ang mga countries. Medyo ang challenge dito ay kapag yung pagsasama-samang planning. So meron tayong nabuong regional commissions. Ang regional commissions are a group of officials in different countries that instruct, debate, and in charge in making a certain law, rights, or others regulations to develop the economy and other aspects such as the social aspects, the technology, and whatsoever. So itong mga regional commissions na to, may iba't ibang, may 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 na-create. Una ang economic commissions for Africa. So yung mga grupo dun sa African continent or African nations, so mayroong regional commissions doon. Same with Europe. And then, yung ECLAC or Economic Commissions for Latin America and the Caribbean. And then, dito sa atin, sa Southeast Asia or Pacific, the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. And of course, the last one, sa Western Asia, Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia. So, these regional commissions, these officials in each Commission. They gather to create or kung ano man yung dapat nilang pag-usapan with or in relation sa international aspects, no? Or mga disputes and whatsoever. Ayan, nagkaroon ito ng mga regional commissions para mas ma-organize yung state or yung institutions. Now, we have different institutions associated with world trade. Remember, once a particular nation ay naging globalized, isa kasi dito kaya nagiging globalized siya, yung trading, international trading or world trade. Now, meron tayong mga institution that these institutions have regulations, standards that oftentimes or most of the time we follow, or wait lang po saglit lang po. Ayan po. So, may mga institution nga, katulad na sinabi ko kanina, na they govern the institution when it comes to world trade. Saglit lang po, maingay. Ayan. So, our first the institution that associated with world trade is the World Bank. Ayan. I think I have discussed this doon sa nung pinag-usapan natin ang international financial institutions. So this institution, the World Bank, ang kanyang task or ang kanyang system is this is the international financial institution that provide loans to countries of the world for capital projects. Pag sinabi natin nga mga capital projects kasi, ito yung mga infrastructure projects, no, yung mga pagbibuild ng mga roads, highways, and hospitals. Basta puro capital projects ang kanyang priority ng mga loans niya. It was established ng the UN or United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference or yung tinatawag na lang Bretton Woods Conference before. So nabuo ang World Bank because of this. And sa World Bank, ito yung after World War, ang mga pinapahiraman nilang countries ay yung mga talagang nasa third world, na yung mga hindi pa tinatawag na emerging markets before. Mga third world countries, no? Katulad natin ng Philippines. Now, sa World Bank Group, may mga institutions, may mga tinatawag tayo governing body when it comes to financial aspects, no? Ang una dito ay ang the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development or IBRD. Ang IBRD po ay nag-offer ng loans sa mga middle income countries, okay, to develop and improve their economy. So not every country, halimbawa we have 198 countries in the world, not every country can avail the loans from IBRD. Ito lang po ay nagpo-provide lang sila ng loans para sa mga middle income countries, no, para mas ma-develop pa nila yung kanilang economy. So, masabi natin, for example, ang mga middle income countries na ito ay like for example, ang Taiwan, okay, so sa example like that. Before. Pangalawa po, ang IDA. Ano naman ang IDA? International Development Association or IDA. It also provide loans and grants sa mga countries to boost economic growth, no? Pwede din isa din sa kanilang reason kung bakit sila nagpo-provide ng loans ay ma-reduce yung inequalities and improve yung people's living condition or standard of living. Another institution po ay ang International Finance Corporation. Yan, IFC. Finance po ito, hindi financial. International Finance Corporation. Ito po, they provide loans not for sa mga countries pero sa mga private sector sa developing countries. Like for example, dito sa Philippines, no, if SM or San Miguel Corporation needs some funds, no, they provide loans for this private institution or companies to create markets that open up for opportunities sa lahat ng individuals, no? Opportunity. They create market that's open for opportunity for all. Next po ay ang MIGA or Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency or MIGA. Okay. Itong MIGA or MIGA sa iba, it promote foreign direct investment. Sabi natin yung FDI. They promote foreign direct investment sa mga developing countries na nakakatulong sa economic growth, no, reduce poverty and improve people's lives. So most of this ay hindi po for loans ng mga private institution or government. Ito ay for investment, okay, for FDI. Pangatlo ay ang pang-apat pala ay ang ICID, tama ba? ICID. International Center for Settlements or Settlement of Investment Disputes. This institution, usually they administer the majority of all international investment cases. Halimbawa, may fraud na nangyari, merong disputes regarding investment or mga investor, yan. Ito yung institution that settles these issues regarding the foreign direct investment. Usually, it is a forum na kung saan yung mga international investment treaties ay napag-uusapan, yung mga laws regarding international investment and mga investment contracts and laws. So dito po sa institution na to, more on regulations, more on settlement programs or issues regarding investment. Okay. Kasi kailangan natin ng mga institution, halimbawa, no, hindi naman ito maaring akuhin lahat ni World Bank yung mga investment issues na yan kasi magkaiba yung sistema ng pagpapautang sa mga developing countries at yung FDI na economic activity or foreign direct investment. Next, we have also yung International Monetary Fund or IMF. Yan. Itong IMF po, ang kanyang base, yung kanyang main office, tapat lang niya yung World Bank, magkatapatan lang sila sa Washington. So dito, ang International Monetary Fund po, this institution ensure the stability of international monetary system. Okay, kailangan maging stable yung currency rates, yung dollar, and whatsoever. Ang kanyang three main function is to keep track yung the global economy itself and those economies of the member countries. So, chine-check nila yung economic growth ng bawat member countries. No? They also lend to countries with balance of payments and difficulties. Halimbawa, no, hirap na hirapan na si Philippines to pay for its loans from the World Bank or sa mga international financial institution na may loan ng Philippines. They assist or lend for balance of payments. And they also give practical help sa mga members, like for example, sa training and whatsoever that is in relation to monetary system. Yan. Next is the World Trade Organization. So dito naman po sa World Trade Organization, the specific task or ang kanyang reason for existence, it regulates international trade. More on trading po ito. Naggagawa ng mga agreement, yung mga rules regarding trading, mga yan. It deals with the rules of trade between nations and among nations. It ensures also yung tinatawag nating maayos na flow ng trading, okay? And mga negotiation trade agreements. So pag ida-download mo yung trade agreements ng World Trade Organization, napakadami po ito. Trading when rules regarding sa mga taxes, rules sa specific na mga products na pwede mong i-export sa ibang nation, mga yan. Marami po yan. And then next po, or last dito ay ang Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Ito po, kokonti lang yung kanyang members, meron lang siyang 35 member countries. Ito po kasi, it stimulate economic progress and world trade. So may kinalaman din po ito sa trading. This one, ikina-compare niya yung mga policy experience, no? Yung parang meron siyang analysis sa mga nagiging problems ng mga member countries niya in relation sa mga economic activities, no? Ina-identify nila halimbawa yung good practices ng Japan, okay? So itong good practices niya regarding sa economic activity ginagamit or parang ina-analyze, and then pag nakita nilang good practices siya, they try to adapt it internationally at nagiging policy ito ng mga ibang members ng OECD. Yan. So these are the financial institution or mga institution related kay World Bank. Meron din po tayong mga specialized agencies. Yan. Itong mga agencies naman to, may specific na task sila. Halimbawa sa labor, agriculture, culture, mga ganyan. So una dito ay ang International Labor Organization. Sa global interstate system kasi, no, yung mga basis for decision making ng ating country when it comes to specific areas such as labor, we also rely it sa mga regulations ng international specialized agencies. For example, ang ILO, sabi nila, International Labor Organization. This is a United Nations agency. It deals with labor problems, no? Halimbawa, no, ang problems sa labor ay tungkol sa social protection, equal opportunities, equal work opportunities, social protection, labor standards, mga ganon. So they are monitoring the problems related to labor. Okay, halimbawa, no, may mga problems, for example, sa Afghanistan, no, ang kanilang mga labor market ay younger generations. Bumalik tayo. Pwedeng mag-rule out or mangialam ang International Labor Organization regarding this specific na labor problems. Pangalawa, meron tayong yung tinatawag nating FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Pero usually FAO. Hindi na nilalagay yung UN. FAO of UN, parang ganon. This agency naman po, it leads to international effort for or to defeat hunger. So yung hindi siya into more siya sa pag-reduce ng poverty na specifically defeating yung wala nang magugutom. Okay, may program before ang maalala kung si ERAP ba yun or si Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. Meron siyang program dati na for defeating the hunger. Yan. So this is a specific institution na may international efforts for reducing poverty or reducing rural poverty, helping eliminate hunger or tatanggalin or i-reduce yung food insecurity and malnutrition. So, they focus doon sa agriculture, forestry, and fisheries para mas maging productive ang ating agriculture, ang forestry and fisheries. And pag naging mas productive sila, kasama dun yung sustainability. Dito po sa kanilang specific na job ay yung food systems ng isang country. So they govern the food systems, and of course, meron din silang mga programs regarding sa livelihoods and mga threats and crises related to global rural poverty. So ito po yung FAO or Food and Agriculture Organization. And then, isa pang specialized agency yung naririnig nyo to, UNESCO, diba? UNESCO or tama ko? UNESCO is United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. So UNESCO po, ano ang kanyang task? As a specialized agency, ang trabaho po ng UNESCO is to contribute to peace and security by promoting international collaboration through sa pamamagitan po ng cultural reforms, collaboration sa educational aspect, sa scientific aspect, ganon. Mga kasama din po sa trabaho ng or pinopromote ng UNESCO or ang United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, yung mga respect for justice, the rule of law, mga ganon, mga human rights, kasama dun yung freedom, fundamental freedom. So usually, ang pinaka-focus nito ay building peace through educational, scientific, and cultural reforms. Yan ang UNESCO. Next, yan, the World Health Organization. Okay, sobrang sila ngayon, sobrang ito yung madalas nating marinig, yung pandemic. The World Health Organization po, ang kanilang pinaka-goal is to build a better and healthier future. Ang ganda ng kanilang ng kanilang vision. Build a better, healthier future, okay, all over the world. So, ang concern ng World Health Organization po ay sa public health, no? Ang concern nila to fight against dangerous diseases like HIVs, AIDS, mga ganon. Ngayon, ang kanilang kino-combat ngayon na disease or ang inalabanan ng World Health Organization ay ang COVID-19 virus. So, sa World Health Organization, they usually conduct research in medicines, vaccines to eliminate disease, mga ganon, or develop nutritious foods. Mga ganyan ang trabaho ng World Health Organization. Sila din po ay ang reporting or nagkakandak sila ng survey regarding sa World Health. Okay, so yung statistics about World Health ay under the World Health Organization. Yan. So may mga specialized agencies pa po tayo. Isa dito ay ang International Civil Aviation Organization o sa ating mga nasa aviation. We are under yung mga rules and regulations and standards by the Philippine Aviation under yung CAAP ay anchored with ICAO. ICAO ba o ICAO? ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization. Ang trabaho or ang specific na pinopromote ng International Civil Aviation Organization is to develop the development of international air transport. So halimbawa sa Philippines, hindi maayos yung air transport natin. They are the ones na kasama sa planning and development ng mga international air transport natin. Kasama din sa trabaho po ng mga ito ay yung ensure the safe and orderly growth of international civil aviation sa lahat po ng parte ng mundo. Yan. So we are bounded with the standards ng CAAP is bounded by the standards ng International Civil Aviation Organization. So daming mga global interstate system, no? And meron silang specific na mga agencies. Okay. Pangalawa po ay ang International Maritime Organization or IMO. Ang kanyang work or ang task is responsible for safety and security of shipping naman and prevention of marine pollution by ships. Okay. What else? International Telecommunication Union or ITO pala, ITO. Ang ITO po, or International Telecommunication Union, their mission vision, parang connecting all the world's people. Connecting, parang sa logo ng globe before, ay ng Nokia. They connect yung hand, or tama. Ang kanilang specific job, they allocate global radio spectrum and satellite orbits. So dito, nagde-develop sila ng mga technical standards that itong mga technical standards na to ay may relation sa networks and technologies, no, that must be seamlessly interconnected para mas maayos yung ating telecommunication facilities and others related to the telecommunications. Next is Universal Postal Union. Ito naman po, ang kanyang specific na trabaho is yung they ensure a truly universal network of up-to-date products and services. Yung mailing systems, international mailing, no? So sa kanila po ito yung mga parcels, mga being sent and received sa iba't ibang parts ng mundo. Yan. Actually, I'm not particular with this. Next is yung World Meteorological Organization or WMO, World Meteorological Organization. Itong agency na to ng UN, they're into weather and climate. So ang kanilang usual na operation ay sa hydrology, mga ganon, mga geophysical sciences. Okay, kung may mga ganong klase kayo ng mga ideas about weather, about geophysical sciences, under po ito ng WMO. So usually yung binabantayan dito yung behavior ng atmosphere ng Earth. Yan. Ganun din sa oceans, sa climate, chirba, mga ganon. So, mga distribution of water, yan. Sa, ano po ito? Sa World Meteorological Organization. Meron pa ba? The World Intellectual Property Organization. Ito, WIPO. Sa WIPO naman, yung tinatawag nating intellectual property kasi, no? This is the creations of mind. Okay, halimbawa naka-invento ka ng that idea is came from you. Meron kang intellectual property doon. Okay? So na-invento mo kung paano ka ma-diagnose digitally by a doctor, okay? Without going sa hospital. So if you own that idea, you can pwede mo siyang lagyan ng anong tawag dito? Patent, parang ganon, mga copyright, mga trademarks, no? Meron tayong protection regarding this intellectual property. So, halimbawa, may literary or artistic works ka, no? Yung design, yung mga symbols, no? Yung mga names, o kaya images. Yan, usually yung mga ginagamit sa businesses, sa commerce, no? Patents, copyright, trademarks. Yan yung mga pinaprotect ng World Intellectual Property Organization. So they are into the development of a particular effective international intellectual property system, no? Kung saan they encourage innovations and creativity para sa lahat ng mga creations of minds. Yan. Okay. World Intellectual Property Organization. Meron din po tayong, meron pa ba? Meron, konti na lang po ito. Last 3. International Fund for Agricultural Development or IFAD. Ito naman, they are into empowering yung mga rural people when it comes to agricultural development. So, parang may kinalaman po ito dun sa food, food and Agriculture Organization or FAO. Pero dito po, they're into food security, improve the nutrition of families and income. So more on rural investment po ito. Okay, building resilience sa mga businesses, mga local businesses. And of course, they are into the development of these rural people. Usually po ito ay nag-guide sa mga local farmers, mga ganon, that into agriculture. Ayan. Meron pa. The International, ano ba ako? United Nations Industrial Development Organization or UNIDO. Ang UNIDO naman po, ang kanyang task, this agency, it promotes industrial development, no? Yung mga industrial development na to is to reduce poverty, yan. Kasama sa kanila yung globalization and environmental sustainability. More on industrial development. Last po ay ang World Tourism Organization or UNWTO. Sa UNWTO po, ang kanyang World Tourism, tama ko? World Tourism Organization. Okay. Ang logo nito, ang hindi WTO kasi meron ng WTO, UNWTO, UNWTO. So, ang trabaho po nito ay promotion of sustainable and universally accessible tourism. Okay. So, here, it promotes tourism kasi ang tourism po ay isa sa driver ng economic growth, no? Sa Philippines, ang isa sa mga contributor ng GDP natin ay ang turismo. So, this organization, they are into development and environmental sustainability ng isang specific na country, okay, or ng specific na nation. They also offer leadership and support sa mga tourism policies worldwide. Yan ang WTO. Okay? So these are all the governing bodies, are institutions, specialized agencies under tinatawag nating global interstate system. Okay. Yung mga countries na not into world trading or walang international relations, maring they are not bounded with these different systems. Like for example, si North Korea, hindi niya, or probably he is not into the standards set by the specialized agencies such as UNESCO, World Health Organization, ILO, mga ganun. Kasi they are working internally, may sarili sila. Pero once a particular nation ay mayroon ng international relations, this institution ay mga standards, and we often follow, or before we make decisions, we are guided by these different rules and regulations and standards set by specialized institution or institutions from the United Nations. Yun. So yun lamang po ang ating discussions. Please make sure to check the LMS for the activity related to this topic. Okay, have a nice day, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.